Good morning from beautiful Brisbane, Australia. How are you this morning? It's Friday and we're super excited. Okay, some of us mightn't have slept well last night, but that's what happens, unfortunately, until we get everything internally set on, in a relaxed state instead of either on hypervigilance or hypovigilance. And learning to operate in our window of tolerance and so much more. But today I want to talk to you about cognitive distortions, and they're super important for us because they happen for us in childhood and we're not aware of them. Like, we don't even know what they are, we don't know how to combat them, and so much more. But when we know, then we can go, oh yeah, that's a load of rubbish, let's kick them out. So let me know how you are today. Say g'day. My name's Linda. I'm a trauma recovery coach, and I come in each day, Monday to Friday, because us Aussies go off and do things on the weekend, and give you some information to help you on your recovery to remission pathway. So cognitive distortions are also known as thinking errors, thinking distortions, irrational thoughts, distorted thoughts, and negative automatic thoughts. So remember how I've done a video on automatic thoughts. So head over to YouTube and check that out to know what automatic thoughts are. And they happen for us, and we've got to be willing to catch them. And yeah, sometimes it can feel like we've got to run around and catch them, but yeah, we can. We have the ability. I'm a bit on fire this morning because I came home from gym and Nick and I put on a 20-minute video to do the trauma-informed movement, and the video was actually crazy fast, and I don't know how I downloaded it into the group. Like, it just wasn't our normal thing, but we got in and did it, and so my whole internal system is like wired now. It's just like, yay, feels really good, let's go. But it also means that the trauma-informed movement is working, because it's starting to shift my whole internal physicality around too, to that my physical body actually feels good internally. I've never had that before. It's just amazing. Okay, back to our cognitive distortions. So they're basically our mind playing tricks on us, convincing us that we're not as good as everyone else, that people don't like us, that we're at fault. I mean, how many of us spend a lifetime apologising just for being who we are? I had this habit until somebody said to me, you don't need to apologise, there's nothing to apologise for. And it wasn't until they said it a few times that I went, oh my goodness, this is a habit. So yeah, cognitive distortions, everyone. They have us believing that things are hopeless, that there is no possibility that things will change. And they come from negative beliefs. And the problem is that they're so damn convincing. It's really hard to think that we can challenge them or believe that we can manage them when they are so convincing. They happen automatically and without us realising it, and we need to really get a hold of them and challenge our own thoughts. Like, when a thought comes in and it makes you feel revolting, go, hang on a sec, is that really the truth? Is that my truth? Or is the reality something very, very different? And if you find somebody who's got a really pessimistic outlook, challenge them to look at their cognitive distortions and see what's really happening. Because things aren't hopeless, we're not worthless, and believe me, we come out of toxic dysfunctional families believing that we're worthless, that we're to blame, and with a bunch of shame as well. So we really need to pay constant attention to, are we having a cognitive distortion moment or not? Okay, so what do they look like in our day-to-day life? All right, so these are the examples, so you can go, okay, they're there, I may not have noticed them just yet, but what do they look like? How is it going to come up in my day-to-day life in order that I can go into combat mode and I'm going to have victory over this? Okay, so hi Amy. So overgeneralizing. So we'll see a constant negative pattern based on one event. So we might say, oh, I messed up that job interview, I'll never get a job. So, or I really treated my kid bad today, I'll never be a good parent. Rubbish. Call yourself on it, okay? Thanks, Amy. Yeah, I'm feeling better. Thanks for everyone's prayers too, by the way. Feeling much better than I did yesterday and the rest of the week. I really appreciate all of you. So another cognitive distortion is blaming or denying. So we blame others for our problems or mistakes, or we blame ourselves when it wasn't entirely our fault. So think of it like this. I drink because of my ex-husband or ex-wife, whichever one you had. I do this because my family was like coming out of a war zone. I do this because yada yada yada. Okay, that may be true, but it's a distortion because we go, right, okay, yeah, that did happen. Absolutely it did. Absolutely it happened. And I'm going to change my story around and I'm going to take action because it's not my reality for the rest of my life. No damn way. Okay, shoulds. You have a rigid code of conduct dictating how you and others should behave. You criticise yourself harshly when you fail to follow these rules. I never should have dated him. Think inner critic work. Listen, when you were dating someone or you married them, you love them. And if you can get back to that space, okay, even if after you're divorced, if you get back to the space of realising that you love them, then you can let them go. It's when you hold on to all the negativity that you can't let them go. Okay, so everything that we hold on to in our heart gets magnified, it gets bigger. So if you can admit that you love them once, you can let them go. It sounds really simple and we don't get taught it, alright? We get taught, oh no, you've got to spend forever processing those emotions. No, I have to be real that at one point in time I loved them. Listen, my parents were just like everybody else's in the world and not healthy, and neither were their parents. And yes, I had to work through the emotional wounds, absolutely. But at the end of the day, I realised that I could admit that I loved them despite their faults, and one in particular, I just stay right away from them because they're just toxic. But it's not even about them doing the best that they could. It's simply that we, essentially, at our very core, are wired for love. And if we're holding on to anything else, then it's going to upset our equilibrium. Okay, back to the cognitive distortions. Enough of the, tuning into something else. All or nothing thinking. You see things as absolutes, no grey areas. I'm always late. I'm always whatever you want to put after that. Okay? I'm always getting in trouble. I'm always wrong. I always misunderstand. You get the picture. Okay? Negative bias. You notice all the negatives, but fail to notice the positives. Everything in my life sucks. I'm out of work, my car payment's late, my pants are too tight, my cat peed on the carpet. What do you want to do about that cognitive distortion if it's in your life? Cut it off at the head, actually, and start, realising that reality is we can do this. We can manage each one of those problems. Catastrophising. You expect the worst. I was late for work. I'm going to be sacked. I didn't pick my kids up on time. I'm a terrible parent. Oh my goodness, it's like I've just walked out on stage and become drama queen this morning. They're not. No more overgeneralising. You're a good person. Okay? Labelling yourself negatively. I wasn't perfect, therefore I'm a failure. And you know what? When we come out of adverse childhood experiences, perfection is something that we have to let go of. We have to work with to let go of so that in order that we can feel safe to get out in the world and realise that there's a whole world out there that is fantastic despite what we grew up seeing. It's okay. Magical thinking. You think everything will be better when you're thinner, smarter, richer, get a new job and an income at X amount of level, on and on and on. I'll start trauma-informed medication, motivation, movement. Oh my God, full ball this morning when I feel good. No, we start in order to feel good. Okay, so ask yourself or build into your awareness, have I got magical thinking? Am I waiting for that moment to suddenly appear when everything's going to be okay? Ask the question. Be brave and ask the question. Mind reading. Making assumptions about what others are thinking. I didn't get the position because I'm too old. I think we get the picture. Double standard. You hold yourself to a higher standard than everyone else. I'm happy if my partner gets a B in his exam, but I need to get straight A's. Oh my goodness, perfectionism to the nth degree with that one. Emotional reasoning. You think your feelings are reality. I feel guilty for saying no, so I must have been wrong to set that boundary. No, you weren't wrong to set a boundary. It's the healthiest thing to do. So I hope these examples, even if you just take one and go, right, I'm going to work on that and see if that's impacting my life, and I want to turn it around. And especially the emotional one, oh look, I really don't feel that I can do that. You know what? We are going to do it despite our feelings. We are going to move from recovery to remission in order that we can be alive and beaming and happy and spreading good cheer, and so that we rewire our whole internal system to be fully alive, to be fully known and fully accepted simply for who we are. Have the most gorgeous weekend. Remember to watch the video again, share it for those who are the silent majority at this point in time, who need to know that they're not alone, and they're not alone. Thank you for joining in this morning. It's been wonderful. Thanks, Amy, for all the comments. It's great. And I will see you again Monday morning. Remember to schedule in this weekend some time for you to do something that makes you feel full of joy, because then you want to pursue joy more than you want to hold on to a cognitive distortion. All right. Blessings and dreams, and bye for now. Oh, hi, Jen. Sorry, I'm just finishing. Okay, blessings and dreams, and I will see you all again Monday morning. Bye for now.